regardless of what your political affiliation is. See, my mind says the second that a convicted felon 34 times over runs for president, oh, that changes the game for everybody.
Warning: SirRodCast can lead to an array of side effects. Symptoms like nausea, vomiting, explosive diarrhea, sudden distaste for previously loved foods, and an inexplicable headache might emerge, persistently nagging like a bad song stuck in your head. Prolonged SirRodCast exposure, you might find yourself breaking out with rashes, skin blisters or peels, or developing a sudden wheeze, all of which signal a red alert. In such cases, halt all consumption of SirRodCasts and seek immediate medical attention. SirRodCast is not for the faint of heart. Proceed with caution and always keep your healthcare provider on speed dial for any unexpected misadventures.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce you to one of the nation's most exciting entertainers. He is the former creative director for So Deaf Recordings. He has one of the best-selling artist development books, The 10 Commandments of the Stage. All the way from Atlanta, Georgia, put your hands together for the Star Maker, Mr. One Man Show, Ollie Patterson's baby boy. Give it up for Sir Rod Patterson.
Oh, yeah. We are back. We are back. Welcome to another episode of the SirRodCast, a podcast about everything and nothing at the same dang time. Oh, we got a lot to get into today. I'm going to try to just get right into it and just zoom right in it. Hope everybody's doing well out there. We're going to have some fun today, so let's get right to it. Our first segment of the day is, the most popular segment is, usually I pull, on my social media, I have a lot of footage, different clips, motivational things I put on to try to motivate people, and some things rise to the top. And so I would highlight doing different podcasts, the different things that might have stood out during the week. But we're going to do things a little different this episode. There is a viral video going on about a guy who evidently had to zoom in to a judge. I guess they had a hearing, and he was driving, and the hearing was about him being caught driving on a suspended license. And he, for some reason, decided to Zoom call in while he was driving. And that didn't work out too well for him. No, it didn't work out too well. But that got me thinking, you know, in this day and time, there seems to be, now, for my older generations, 50 plus club, there seems to me that there's a lack of common sense, a drought, a wisdom drought that's going on. And that's just baffling to me, because with all this technology, from the Googles, now we got Chat GPT and computers, iPhones, YouTube. Any information you want to find out is at your fingertips. But my uncle would say, knowledge is knowing how to do everything. Wisdom is knowing whether to do it or not to do it. There's a difference. And there seems to be somewhat of a wisdom drought. Those of you that believe in the Bible and God, they say God distributes wisdom. He issues it out. And no matter what, all our tools at our disposal seem like we seem to be getting a little more dumber. And that is wild to me. I don't know what the remedy might be for this, other than us old school, the 50 plus club. I think we might be slacking in our job. I think it is our job to pass on what we've learned. And, with the grace of God, maybe he might throw a little knowledge or wisdom rain on the masses, because right now if you look at the news and you look at what's going on in the world, it seems like there seems to be no common sense. Common sense is anything but common. It is up to us old school, I guess, to try to step up the game. But that is a classic example. I don't know what he was thinking. And there's many, many examples. I'm pretty sure you got a few in your life, or people, or you might be the person. I've had some moments in my time where, if I could go back and talk to young SirRod, so I don't beat him up, I can remember I made a lot of dumb mistakes in my youth. But I didn't have Google, YouTube, and all these things at my disposal. We didn't even have internet when I was coming up. When we only had 8 channels on the television and TV went off at 11. That's just my assessment. Might be crazy. That was the most popular segment of the program. Now that's going to bring us into the next part of the program, and that is the good news segment. Good news. The good news is going to be a little different today. It's actually probably going to be kind of controversial. The good news segment. You say, Rod, how can good news be controversial? Because, and this is my dyslexic mind acting up on me again, but y'all got to bear with me. The good news segment is going to be on 34 felony convictions by a former president. That is good news. Maybe not for him, but the good news is for the 19 million people who are, no matter what your color, race, what your political affiliation, the 19 million people in America that have felony convictions have a second chance now. Yeah, you got a second chance. So you should be happy, regardless of what your political affiliation is. See, my mind says the second that a convicted felon 34 times over runs for president, oh, that changes the game for everybody. Yeah, that changes the game. The applications that they used to have felonies on, apartments, job applications, and all the other restrictions that came with being a felon. Oh, I think it will change things. And if not, the lawsuits will start to fly. So that is real good news, because you got a second chance. And that old saying, all things work together for the good. Some might have meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. See, it all kind of works together. So in a roundabout way, my dyslexic mind says that is good news for those 19 million, maybe more than that have been living under the weight of a mistake that they might have made or may not have made that's on their records. A felony conviction. Can't vote, can't do this, can't do that. So you might have a second chance, because 34 felonies and running for president, which is the highest office, surely I could get a job at McDonald's or Burger King or something. Yeah. So that is good news. That's, like I said, my mind sometimes, this dyslexic mind of mine, got a way of looking at things sometimes. That's the good news of the day. You got a second chance, y'all 19 million. And if I did have a felony, I would be happy, but I don't have any. Knock on wood. Yeah. And this brings us to blues news. Yes, blues news. The blues news is going to be short, simple, and sweet. In the blues news, SirRod and the Blues Doctors. Sunday, June 9th, SirRod and the Blues Doctors will be in Oxford, Mississippi at the Summer Sunset Series. And that is on Ole Miss campus, I think it is. The address is Grove Stage Lane, University, Mississippi. So I think that's on the campus. You can Google it and look it up. It's the Summer Sunset Series. And we're going to be hitting the big stage. Oh, I'm going to have a whole stage to myself. Ooh, I'm going to act up. Oh! No, we gonna have a good time. I don't know if you ever caught the SirRod and Blues Doctor show. They're singing and dancing and a whole lot more. So come on out. We'll be in town, Oxford, Mississippi, coming your way. And next on deck, we're getting ready to hit our summer tour, the Blues Saved My Life Summer Tour. That's coming to a city near you. That is the Blues News segment of the day. And this brings us to time for Numbers Talk as our next segment, Numbers Talk. The numbers have just been flying, firing, just coming my way. I've been seeing a lot, the threes are constant, 333s. But the 444s and now the 555 has just been coming. I did my research, and basically when you see 555, that means a major change is about to happen in your life. According to what my research on the number, the angel numbers, 555. So that means that I guess that means something major is about to happen. I'm hoping that the SirRodCast blows up, or we got some other things in the work. So that could have some ring some truth to it. So yeah, and I'm posting pictures. I was like a weirdo taking pictures. I was out with my manager and we were in the car, and I saw 444 on one tag, and then right next to it was 555. I see incidents like this all the time, but sometimes they'll stack up like that. So can't get too much clearer than that. But like I said, looking like a weirdo taking people's car tags. But hey, I just want to try to prove it to you that I do see these things. I'll keep reporting on what I'm seeing during the week. Next week, I'm going to try to do a challenge. In my book, 333 and Me, I put a challenge out. One time I was with all the followers on YouTube. I had put a challenge out. I think it was red balloons. And then one time for myself, I want to try to manifest pink hats or something like that. And then lo and behold, I was doing something, eating breakfast or something. And then on television, it was something for breast cancer came out, but it was like a sea of pink hats. And then one time we did the yellow butterflies, and then I started seeing yellow butterflies, and then red balloons. So I think I'm going to try to come up with some kind of arbitrary challenge for all our listeners to come up and see if we manifest together. But this week right now, the numbers are 555. As always, what is your numbers? What are you seeing? Let me know. Hit me up. SirRodCast@gmail.com. Let me know what your numbers are. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go into the final segment of the day. I told you we're going to keep it simple and sweet. I actually recorded this segment last week. So if you see my outfit change, that's because I recorded it last week. But it was, I didn't want to squeeze it in. It would have made the show like 45 minutes, something crazy. Now, like I said, I try to keep it under half hour. And sometimes I spill over a little bit, but that would have been way too much. So we're going to close out with the segment of my final thought of last week. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to make an announcement that I've decided that it is time for me to do what I've been called to do, that I've been putting off. One of my problems is I have a lot of talent. If you follow me on social media, you'll see me singing, dancing, playing the piano, playing the guitar, I paint, I draw. I'm a graphic artist, so I had a lot of talent. But what I'm being called to do now, and the thing that's festering in me, I've been called to go back into the motivational speaking arena. Yeah. I got into it accidentally. Didn't want to do it. We used to go out with our little school tours. My whole agenda back then was to put groups in schools, have young people speak to the young people, and the rappers, the singers, the artists that we were putting in the schools, when it came time for them to speak to the audience, they were dropping the ball. We tried all kind of ways to make it easier for them. We gave them stories, parables, and they still. And what I learned, my spirit was fluttering every time the different speakers would get up in front of the kids and drop the ball, if you will. And something in me just would not sit still. And I'm getting that same feeling again, and I'm feeling drawn, especially after the Grayson Murray situation and so many others that are ending their lives. I feel a calling to reach out and let my light shine in that area. I want to speak to at-risk youth. I want to go into the prisons and speak to the men and the women. I'll go anywhere that I'm being called to speak. So I'm just throwing that at you to let you know that I have been, but I stopped just before, I stopped at COVID because God closed that door for me. I will go in and I will talk to kids about bullying, but I think I'm being called to a little higher purpose. Now, I did end my school thing. I did that for 10 years, became very powerful at it. At the end of it, just before COVID hit, I ended up being flown out to South Korea, where I ended up speaking to like 6,000 kids at Camp Humphreys military base. And I'm the only speaker I know of that can speak to elementary, middle school, and high school kids. God's given me a gift that I can break down difficult subjects. So even the little minds can digest it. We can get to more beefier stuff for the high school kids. And so I feel like that is my arena now, because I just feel a calling. I think if anyone with my dyslexic brain and all the challenges and being a teen father and to being raised and around a bunch of drugs, hopelessness, and if I could come out of that and still be successful, I know there's something I can implant to somebody out there that will listen. And if anything else, I can at least, hopefully I can inspire them to just give it one more day. Don't throw in the towel. So I just want to make that announcement that will be available for speaking engagements. And I don't care how big or small the crowd is. Reach out to me and let's talk. I would love to come out. 7-time author. I got a lot of different subjects I can cover. And if nothing else, you let me know. I can kind of curve or rewrite or write something that will fit what you need me to say for your particular audience. And that goes for the senior crowd too. I don't mind going to talk to the seniors too. Not seniors in school, but senior citizens. Believe it or not, suicide rate is really high in senior centers and senior assisted livings and nursing homes. A lot of depression, a lot of hopelessness. So that's where I'm being called. And SirRodCast at gmail.com. SirRodCast@gmail.com. Reach out to your boy. Let's talk. Or go to SirRodPatterson.com. SirRod Patterson, that's my website. You get some more information and you can reach me directly through there. All right, I hope that I can be of service to you. God bless. Hope you enjoyed that segment. We got to wrap it up. Listen, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your attention. But most of all, I want to thank you for listening. You didn't have to, but you did. You gave me just a little bit of your time, and I really appreciate it. But now what I need you to do is shut this off, get out there in the world, and find something else better to do. And once you do it, hit me up and let me know what you did. All right, y'all be blessed. I'll see you next Friday. God bless. I'll see you then.